So, it's fucking review time again. But this time, I'm super fucking pumped about this. And there's only 2 other albums out currently that I'm in the process of reviewing, or, gonna review, that are kind of close to my heart. But this, I'm for some reason, I've literally over the last week, in between, the other review I did for Heath, I dipped into this, and I've had this in my Apple Music for a while. I don't have a physical copy because ordering online is a fucking nightmare, and frankly, no one around here has it. Nobody even has a listing for it, which is fucking kind of a surprise, but I guess not. This is for Undeath. It's time to rise from the grave. So, you're probably thinking, oh no, it's another death metal thing. Well, fucking guess what, guys? They are fucking death metal. Undeath are from Rochester, New York, and they were formed in 2018. So they've literally only been around for 4 years and have made more of an impact in that time span than most bands have done in their entire fucking career. Okay? Now, obviously, like bands like Cannibal and stuff, that's a different story. That's a different beast altogether. Matt Browning on drums, guitar players Kyle Beam and Jared Welch, and vocalist Alex Jones. Now, the bass player they currently have is Tommy Wall. Tommy didn't join until about 2 years ago in 2020. So, they put out a few demos, they've been on a couple of splits, and they put out a full... Shit. Sorry, guys. They put out a full length in 2019, and I haven't listened to that one yet. Eventually I will. But their main goal was to create old school death metal that literally rivaled, obviously, bands like Cannibal Corpse, Morbid Angel, Autopsy, and of course Suffocation. The thing about what Undeath does, it's all 4 parts of those bands, but better than what those 4 bands could do now. Outside of Suffocation, because Suffocation's got a new vocalist, and I'm sort of a Frank guy when it comes to vocals. But the thing is even though Cannibal put out a record last year, it's good. I listen to a couple tracks from time to time, but I feel like I'd reach for this record way before I would reach go after Violence Unimagined. And I love, like, the tracks on there that I really like are some of my favorites of Cannibal since Kill. But this record here is far more brutal than what Cannibal's done since Kill. And I know that sounds very strange because because I did a ranking of their stuff a little while ago. With Undeath and bands of their ilk like Frozen Soul and Haith and Cerebral Rot and Tomb Mold and Blood Incantation, etc., 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 these bands have literally gone and recreated a modernized flair on old school death metal. Especially on the album, like song titles such as Fiend for Corpses, Human Chandelier, Rise from the Grave, Enhancing the Dead, Head Splattered in 7 Ways. What the fuck else do you think this shit's about? Like fucking fairies and sunshine and lollipops and rainbows and such? No, not even fucking at all. So, when it comes to this band, the production is pretty good. Well, I know, of course, I go back to these babies. When I flip that switch on for the noise cancellation and it blocks out all the outside noise, I can hear the bass very, very well. I can hear the drums. Obviously, the drums are pounding away. The guitars are fucking ripping and shredding and fucking tremolo picking and making them fucking bop, 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 bop. Alex... Okay, so here's where I really make the fucking comparison with these guys on this record. When you listen to Cannibal Corpse's first couple records, and even the first one, Eaten Back to Life, is very thrashy. Chris has got that, yeah, that, it's okay. Butchered at Birth, Tomb of the Mutilated. Tomb of the Mutilated is what I would classify this record as. It's Time to Rise from the Grave, Tomb of the Mutilated. Literally no difference. It almost sounds like it's the same record. But here's the thing. Alex Jones is not a fucking idiot like Chris Barnes is. Chris Barnes! Fucking Alex is 10 times the fucking singer. And let's use that fucking, loosely. The dude's a fucking growler. The dude's got probably a better vocal than most death metal singers of this day and age. But he's got that feel that Frank did with the first couple Suffocation records, like on Effigy of Forgotten. Like, honestly, this record, if you put it on after Tomb of the Mutilated, you'd almost have to go, shh, who is this? Is this Undeath or is this Cannibal? Because frankly, while I do like the bleeding, I think Chris sounds way too much like 6 Feet Under. It sounds like this in a couple bits and I really fucking hate it. The thing about Alex is, and I might have said this already, he just knows how to get that Frank Mullen and good sounding Chris Barnes to the point where, again, if you put on Tomb of the Mutilated and then put on It's Time to Rise from the Grave, I mean, really, I like the bleeding in terms of musically, but I hate the vocals. If George wasn't even around and Alex was, you could put Alex on there and there would be no difference. Like, it's almost as if, like, if I could literally completely wipe out the George version and just put fucking Alex in there, obviously if he was old enough, because really, Undeath is from Rochester. Buffalo ain't that far from Rochester. So I guess after me babbling on like an incoherent twat for a few minutes, what I'm saying is that if you like that old feel like Cannibal, Morbid Angel, Autopsy, and Suffocation, and you really like a lot of the newer bands like Cerebral Rot, Tomb Mold, Blood Incantation, Frozen Soul, and Haith, and you've never heard Undeath, a fuck is your problem? Because frankly, if you're on Twitter like the rest of us, you know about Undeath. You're probably following Undeath. You've probably sat there and bantered with the band back and forth. They're very, very, very easy to talk to on social media, which really, for a death metal band, that's pretty key in this case. What more can I say about it? I mean, I've already literally compared it to the best Cannibal records. It's very comparable to the sound and the aggression and the brutality of Effigy of the Forgotten, which is my favorite Suffocation record. Frozen Soul, I have yet to listen to their new record, for shame, I know. That'll be probably up next over the next little bit, but I just get a 5 out of 5, man. Like, right now, this is actually, this could almost petition to be my number one record of the year. Unless someone else comes out and says, hey, fuck you, this is better, but fuck. It's so good. It's so difficult for me to sort of fucking talk about it and talk about the guitars, because a lot of you guys already know, fuck, this come out on April 26th. I'm just getting to this now. But the thing about this, it's so fucking good, it should be on the top of everybody's list. These guys should be headlining shows in death metal circles. They should be on all the big tours. They should be getting big slots in festivals. It's just a matter of time. before they literally become the next cannibal. And frankly, at some point, Cannibal is going to be gone. Each member sounds very similar to each member of Cannibal or even fucking Suffocation. Like, the guitars are very much that whole Terrence Hobbs in Suffocation. It's very much that whole Rob and fucking Bob Rousset, even on the first few Cannibal records. I mean, even when I listen to Tommy's bass, he even sounds like fucking like Webster. It's very difficult to deny this fact. So, if you literally want, put on Cannibal Corpse's Tomb of the Mutilated, and then put on Undeath, It's Time to Rise, and literally tell me if you're hearing much of a difference. I can assure you, you're not. Lyrically, musically, technicality, production. Obviously, this is better production because it's out now instead of like 1980 whatever or 19 whatever. Just do it. Seriously, do it. Thank you guys very much for watching. I really, really appreciate this. I'm going to be getting into more records over the next little bit, doing some more reviews. If you like this, give me, smash the like button, hit subscribe, share this shit around, because I'm going to be doing this a lot more. Musically, I'm not doing much. So yeah, let's go. Let's get some more reviews on the go, guys. Start firing me over some records that I'm unaware of, or ones that I haven't reviewed, which I probably should. I mean, I'm getting back into this now. It's a lot easier for me to review because I've got more time on my hands. So anyways, guys, again, thank you so very much. You guys are the best, and I'll see you soon.